right, first video of 2025, and I figured there'd be no better way to start the new year off showing you my first grading submission to PSA for 2025. I have 24 cards prepped for my first order. I generally keep my orders between 20 to 25, 20 being that's usually the minimum card number you have to have for any sort of specials that PSA has running for that month. And also, if you're part of the Collectors Club, to get that reduced price of $14.99 per card that you have to be part of the Collectors Club for, it's also the 20 card minimum. Why I don't like going over 25, or maybe sometimes I push it to 30, is I don't want 100 cards sitting with just one grader. I don't know if that's how they do it, but I'm only assuming that a grader gets an order and goes through all the cards in that order. So do I want 100 plus cards sitting with one disgruntled grader that had a bad night and now he's in a terrible mood and he's ready to hand out 7, 8s, and 9s? That's just my thought process behind it. So I only submit 20, 25, 30 at a time. With all that being said though, let me go and walk you through, show you the 24 cards that I have prepped. Now they've already gone through my pre-grading process. I have them soft sleeved and in semi-rigids right now. If you want to know how I pre-grade, I got a video on that, so be sure to check that out. I've gone through the pre-grading process, and let's get to it. Okay, let's get started. No particular order other than being in set order. Starting off with the Lana's Aid, Full Art Trainer, the SIR from Twilight Masquerade. I've sold a couple of these in 10s. There's some great value in these to make, so sticking with those. Gonna send that other one in. Moving to Surging Sparks now. Flygon EX. Okay, there's a little bit of a play in this one right now. That is the thing. Think about when you're sending in these cards is it going to still be pulling $50 or $60 by the time it takes a month, 2 months, possibly 3 months to get back to you from PSA? So that's always something to think about as well when making your grading plays here. Cast Form, Sunny Form, Illustration Rare, Surging Sparks. It's a fun looking card. So you can see we got a little white dot there. So there's a prime example of me taking a risk, taking a chance because it met all of my other grading criteria. Coolest card, I think, the coolest illustration rare at least of the Surging Sparks set, in my opinion, right here, the Ceruledge. Just an awesome looking Pokemon. Such a good job on this card. Very, very kind of like mysterious, right? Here again, a little bit of a whitening up there on that one corner, but it matched, or it passed all my other grading criteria. So we're gonna take a chance because I really want this in a 10. We got the Pikachu EX here. Okay, the double rare. A little bit of value in that one right now to get a 10. Now we're moving to the Japanese, following up the Pikachu in the Super Electric Breaker. You see stuff, these things, so your semi-rigids, these things attract and hold on to dust like no other. So if you see any spots on here, it's just dust and little hairs and stuff that get stuck on the semi-rigids. But the Japanese product, always great to grade. They always do really well. Japanese product is generally pretty, the quality is generally a little nicer than the English. Magneton, okay, from the English promo card. Same art. It's a great looking card. There you go. Some might not agree with me on this one, but hey, there's a little bit of margin to make on this guy. The Slackoth AR in the Surging or Super Electric Breaker. So, hey, we're sending them. There's somebody out there looking for that guy in a 10. Full Art Trainer. Everybody, there's a market out there for the Full Art trainers. Serrano, however you want to say his name. Somebody's out there looking for this guy in a 10. I'm going to try to get that in their hands. Moving over to Terastal Festival. We got the SAR, the Leafeon EX, putting off some Wood Elf vibes going on, you know what I mean? So, beautiful card. And we got one of the Eevee SARs. And my wife pulled this card. She's an Eevee fan. So chances are this will probably be going into the PC. The only Master Ball that I've pulled that's to me worth grading, the Ceruledge. Very dope looking card in the Master Ball. So we're going to send that off, get that in somebody's hands. We got two of the Goldengo SARs. Super cool looking cards. Just skating around the city, just throwing gold coins from his pocket all over everyone. Super dope card. Another favorite, the Dragapult EX. Okay, got that stained glass window kind of look to it. The card is super textured, which is really cool. The Japanese cards always do such a great job with the texture. Oh man, then it just gives it that little like extra cool factor. Got the Teal Mask Ogerpon. These did pretty well for me. I graded a couple of these guys in the Twilight Masquerade set. Continuing on, and then the Cornerstone. All the masks did pretty decent for me, except if you watched my Lost video, the Wellspring. I graded one of the full art Wellspring, just the ultra rare. Lost a few dollarinos on that one, but hey, no big deal. There's still a market out here for those mask Ogerpons. Then we got another full art trainer, the Crispin. Okay, just they're out there. There's people that love collecting the full art trainers. And then we got Amaris, another full art trainer. This one's got some texture. I don't know if you can see it, but that one is, it's definitely got some texture to it that gives it just that extra crispiness. So, and then moving from Pokemon, okay, this is going to be my first One Piece grading. So we got a few of these Monkey D. Luffy promo cards. We got the Nami here, and if you look closely, it's the Jolly Roger foil. So you can see the Jolly Roger symbol there in the back. So it's a cool card to grade. We got a Monkey D. Luffy leader card. Nothing fancy, nothing amazing, but it's Monkey D. Luffy. There's always some value in his cards, so we're gonna send that. And then this is the cool one. Pulled this from the OPO1 pack. The alternate art SR of Monkey D. Luffy. So very cool looking card. And I noticed these One Piece cards, the quality is pretty nice. So there's what we have going out on our first order for the year. Building up my second order as well, but that's what's going out first. Some things I want to cover that I see out there others doing is possibly setting themselves up for failure when sending off their cards to PSA. A very common thing I see people doing is putting pull tabs on the soft sleeve in there. And so, you know, the idea in theory is to give the graders, you know, an easy way to pull the card out so they're not digging in there, okay? But there are soft sleeves made already with pull tabs in there. Somebody pointed those out to me, one of my videos, but I don't know. PSA hasn't said anything about that, but they have said they don't want the pull tab. So, and what I mean pull tabs is where you can leave little place marks in books and notebooks and stuff, and they put them on the soft sleeve to pull them out. I would stay away from it, just my suggestion. I also see people putting these in graded card sleeves. So they'll take their whole order. So you got your whole stack of order and you have 24, you know, graded card sleeves individually individual. Don't do that as well. My suggestion, don't do it. The PSA has come out saying they don't want that as it takes time to get these cards out of that stuff. So guys, soft sleeve, semi-rigid, that's it. Now, just to back up what I'm saying here, okay, let's head on over to the PSA website. Now from here, we'll go to the info center, and they have, look, packaging guidelines. So if you're not familiar on how to properly prep your card to send it in, right, it shows you. It even has a video you can watch. But step by step, here you go. Get your materials, it says. Stay away from this. We're not using any sort of tape, okay? And I'll show you why. There you go. Soft sleeve into the semi-rigid. All right. Now check this out. So the cardboard sleeves that I've talked about, or the cardboard cutouts that I've talked about in the past, and this is how I do mine as well, with even just orders. People that order cards before, when I was using the bubble mailers to send out graded cards and such. This is how I would do it. Rubber bands, no tape. We're not taping around the cards with the cardboard cutouts. We're rubber banding. Use a rubber band. So you get your stack, right? You get your stack of cards here. You do your cardboard on the outsides for added protection, and then you just rubber band it. Put a rubber band. Keep them tight so as to the cards will stay tight and snug, but don't tighten it so much where it'll start bending and bowing and possibly damage the card. Okay, and then I'll even walk you through. Here you go. Here's how to pack it. Da da da. Now, I only bring this up right now as to things I see from other videos, what other people are doing, or discords I see people talking about. I would stay away from doing any of the pull tabs or the sleeves around the cards. I would follow exactly how PSA says it in their guidelines to save yourself from really annoying anybody and annoying them enough to where they get in a bad mood and they decide they want to go ham with the 9s and the 8s on your order. So that's just my 2 cents on that. One other thing I will talk about, a strategy that I use, and I have no data to back this up other than I have a pretty good, what I like to call gem rate, is when I take my order here, okay? When I take my order and I decide to put them in order on my submission form of how I'm going to do them, what I'm going to do, okay, is I take the cards that I am 100% confident. I'm not saying I can guarantee that they will 100% get a 10, but cards that I feel 100%, there's no question in my head, I did my pre-grading, and hey, this card is going to get a 10. I separate them. So cards I know that are going to get 10s, or that I feel should get 10s, those are the cards I lead off with, okay? And I make my way down my pile through that. So it'll go cards I think will get 10s that I don't have a doubt, like, yo, these are 10s. Cards I'm taking chances on are next. So like, you know, I'm going to take a chance on this card. It's got some blemishes here and there, maybe a little whitening on the corners, but I'm going to take a chance. Those go next. And then cards where I'm like, yo, this is a Hail Mary, you know, these are last. So 10s, 50-50, probably a 9, okay? And that's how I order my cards when I send them off. Those are the order I put them in when I send them off to PSA. My thought process behind that is the grader gets the cards, is going right away, right off the bat. He's like, oh, wow, this person knows how to grade cards. Like, they did a great job pre-grading. And it kind of put, to me, I think it would put somebody in a better mindset, a better state of being maybe a little lenient down the stack, right? At least it would for me. I always try to think of myself in somebody's place when I'm doing it. So when I'm doing something, so if I was a grader and I started off with a stack of cards and I was like, oh wow, this is 10 after 10 after 10 because this guy knew what he was doing. Then by the time they get to the bottom, maybe they say, oh, you know, he knew what he was doing. I'm gonna let him off easy on this one. So that could be completely just not accurate at all. However, that's what's been working for me. That's what I'm going to continue to do. So there we have it. First grading submission of 2025 for Legendary Cardboard. Be on the lookout in a couple months for these to possibly be hitting the eBay. And that's going to do it for this one. Appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions, or if there's something you want to see me make a video on or talk about or explain, leave it in the comments below. And of course, just leave all your comments because I enjoy reading them and I'm replying to all of them. So again, thanks for watching. So until next time, we'll see you down the road.